Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toadily VR podcast. I'm about to go absolutely black. Yep, I cannot see anything anymore. Thank you, every single screen that is OLED that decides we need to refresh your entire screen every few hours. How's
That
everyone
is
here doing?
unfortunate. Hello, it's me,
Hello,
Flat.
it is I, Zycu.
Nice. And
Good
me,
or morning, wherever
Controser.
you are.
Wanted to give everyone a good big welcome to the Totally VR podcast. We missed one of our weeks, but that's okay. We're back at it with some even bigger news that's happened recently. I'd also like to send a quick invite to everyone to the community that is Totally VR. You can find us on Discord at discord.gg/tvr, or you can find us on VRChat. You're always welcome to come hang with us. That is TVR.2006 for our VR group.
That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one of the big things that has come out recently was all the news about the Steam stuff. And with one
Yep,
of the big
that's right.
news about the Steam stuff is the Steam Frame, which is ditching base stations. No longer is PC VR going to be base station based, which is very interesting, but plays a major factor into one thing, and that is full body tracking. Because full body tracking has been a huge staple in the VRChat community, at the very least, but definitely has been in the PC VR community. I've seen so many mods, even for like Beat Saber, where they put leg track or feet trackers to do feet.
They have feet trackers and Beat Saber.
Yeah,
Man,
you
what are
can
you
put
guys
you can
doing?
put sabers on your feet to hit blocks.
I've seen some pretty
Uh,
funny feet tracking Beat Saber videos.
I just never will get it. I'll never get doing that in Beat Saber.
I mean, it could
That
make
just sounds
sense
like
if you're trying to do
doubly
like,
exhausting.
yeah, exactly, a good workout, you know. But I wanted to first kind of get into all of our experiences with full body VR tracking because I know both of you use it even to this day, and I've kind of been out of the loop. So I'll start with you,
Yeah, ever
Flat.
since
Yeah,
he
what are you doing?
sold.
Let's get your experience on the
Yeah.
VR.
Well, me, honestly, like it has changed VR for me. I got into so I first started doing VR, back in 2017 and everything, but I first started full body probably about 2 to 3 years ago. I think about 2.5 years ago is when I first got it. Just because I wanted to because I saw a couple friends having it and I really wanted to get
Hmm.
full body just with them. And the first time I had it, it felt so expressive. It felt like I could really be someone extremely unique on VRChat, especially because it's just one of those things where you know you see people in half body or you see people in desktop, and they're sitting behind a screen somewhere, but you see someone in full body, and it's way different.
Hmm.
And I honestly can hardly see myself not using full body. When I get on VR, it is not going to be half body unless my trackers are charging and I'm going to put them on soon, or my trackers are just not working and I need to be somewhere. Otherwise, I will just not get on, or I will just put on full body because that's how in love with full body I am recently. It is way better than half body.
I love that you call it half body tracking instead of just basic VR tracking. It's a very interesting term that you've come
I
to.
thought that's what I thought that's what it's normally called, half body.
It sounds like a derogatory term almost. It's like, you
Oh,
half
really?
body. But yeah.
It's interesting that you say half body because I have a friend that's commonly says 3 point or 6 point. It's a lot more now, but
Oh, that's what yeah.
Oh, true,
Because
true.
it's
because you can also have the shoulder, shoulders, thighs, hips.
Knees, elbows.
Yeah, yeah. But
knees, shoulders,
If you
heads,
don't
and
mind
toes,
spending
or something.
hundreds and hundreds of dollars, yeah.
so kind of going into what I think about this whole
Yeah,
thing,
let's hear
this whole
your thoughts
concept.
about actually full body.
So expression, right? Full
Yes,
body is
big for
a
me.
huge window for expression. The idea that you're able to communicate, and let's just be real for a second. When you're in VR chat, a lot of people they use VR for VR chat. If you're not using if you're not using VR chat, full body is not going to really play a huge role in
At least not
anything
yet.
that you do. I mean, I'm sure there's some games out there.
Yeah, they're just
I
not that common.
like exactly. The only thing I could think of, like another game, is where you have to like match your body with the hole in the wall. I'm
Oh,
not
kind of
gonna
Oh,
like
think of
that
oh,
like
something
Japanese
like
game
games.
that.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
because
might be like a
I
game
not
show
even I
thing,
can
but
think of a game that would need full
You
body. Like
know,
you telling me
I
that
think
Beat Saber has, that's the first thing
I
I've
think
heard of
if
it.
they did a Just Dance VR, I don't know if there is a Just Dance VR, but I think a game like that would use full body because I've
but
seen
it
them use
already
it with like
exists in
Connect.
VR chat.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
so
say there's already machines in VR chat that
so
uses that.
but what I'm getting at is when you put on VR, or sorry, your full body for VR chat, this this enables you to communicate in more ways than just your hands and head. Your body language tells a story. And it's probably one of the most important aspects in communicating or socializing in general. You can lean, you can dance, you can emulate how you feel with your expressions. And when you're literally like bouncing or uh, bobbing back and forth, or your hips are moving back and forth, people can see your energy in your
Gives you so much
body
character.
movements. And so I think it's a very immersive tool to have in your VR experience. And so if you're using full body, this ultimately just enhances that immersion that you could have. And if you want to sit down and look at your feet in VR, that's huge and way different than just being in 3 point where you only have your headset and your hands and you're just kind of, sitting down. Your character did this weird little sitting emote, but it's close, but it's not as full as an immersion as you would be in VR. And for me, that's game changing. And
yeah,
so that's why full body is important to me.
Yes, for real. I
yeah.
love that you mentioned like just expressions like bobbing around and stuff because it adds so much character to who people are. People,
Yeah.
if I'd it brings me back to an event we had one time where we were trying to guess who people were based on like their their expressions, and they all three of these people had full body, and we were kind of trying to guess based on that. But like that's one thing, someone could clearly identify me in full body just because I'm someone who bounces it back, moves my hips a lot, like just has like some sort of goofy idle animation in full body that someone would be able to
That's
tell
also a
who
fun way to word
that
it.
I was someone.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I in the mindset agree 100% with both of you. And I used to own full body because of how convenient it, or not convenient, but how much like immersion it gave, how expressive I could be. I was, especially back then, I was really getting into the character acting in VR, where I was being a Knuckles and I was acting the character of a Knuckles, or I was a small anime girl and I was acting the character of a small anime girl. And that kind of thing was a lot of fun to me, and that's why I enjoyed the full body. But the biggest issue that I ran into was convenience. For me, it
Oh, you
was
lazy.
oh yeah, I'm so
You're so
lazy.
lazy.
It
You're so lazy.
it was such not a struggle, but just an annoyance to have three separate chargers plugged into my wall for all three of my trackers, having to pull them out, pull them on, calibrate constantly, having them lose calibration every so often, having to recalibrate. That level of struggle took the reasoning for me to be in it more away. I still enjoyed it, but I had less reasoning. And I did a lot of dancing, I did a lot of acting, but what I found often for me is that when you're in full body, a lot of the times it's sitting down, laying down, and showing other people that you can sit down and lay down, and not so much being active. And
So freaking true.
it is so true. And because of that, I didn't have as much of a drive to continue using it if it was just going to be me sitting. And people going, oh, cool, he can sit. And it's like, yeah, everyone can. Um, and so I ended up selling mine because of the inconveniences to use it and have just been on the market waiting, not with a lot of money in hand, but waiting eventually for an affordable and convenient version of full body tracking to come out. That's kind of where
You still
I've
waiting?
been. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting.
Still
It's
waiting.
still tough. Um,
Unless it's gonna be glued to your body from, start to finish, like all the time. I don't think there is gonna be something more convenient. You're always gonna have to strap something to yourself.
I mean, the strapping it to
I find
myself wasn't too bad. It was the rest of the process. You fine?
I find it amusing, kind of your take on it based on how it was back in the day. I remember for a while there was the running meme was it'd be the most expensive equipment that you would sit around in,
Yeah.
that
No, for
you just
sure.
buy just to sit around it. And so, or you'd see the memes about people just, I guess, random people floating like IRL pictures, just floating in air with their legs up. Like this is
Yeah.
VRChat full body.
People just flying off into the distance because their hips
Yeah.
losing
I
track.
mean, that's kind of where it went for a good while. I mean, VR's full body has become more of a thing now than it was back when I had it. Back when I had it, it was the elite of the elite players had the full body, and they used it to sit in front of mirrors, and that's what full body was. And you had the occasional
Mhm.
dancers, you had the occasional body actors, like I tried to be, but the majority of people that I hung out with were people who sat in front of mirrors, and that's all I ended up doing. So I was like, this is boring, and I don't need to be spending the $450 that I spent to have that full body tracking. So I ended up selling it, I think, for about 400 solid to another person who wanted to sit in front of mirrors. So it worked out. I got money back for my legs. I always make the joke now that
Dang.
people are
He
like,
got money back for his legs.
yeah, people are like, oh, what happened to your legs? I'm like, oh, I sold my legs. Because that's kind of the running joke I do in VR now. But
Crazy out of context.
crazy out of
Crazy out of
context.
context.
Imagine walking up to someone in real life and be like, man, I just sold my legs.
No, just imagine walking up to someone in real life and they say, "What happened to your legs?" And you say, "I sold them
I sold
because I
them.
don't want to sit down anymore."
Oh, that makes it even worse. I need to start adding that to my repertoire.
Yeah, but I kind of understand what you mean when you just see people just sitting around. This is a big reason as to why I refuse to have like sit down in VR unless
No,
like
yeah.
I really need to, because I do not want to be seen as one of those people who just get VR just to sit down. And
Yeah.
my friend knows this because I always tell him to get up whenever he sits down in VR or with his full body, because I don't want us to be seen like that, just sitting down in full body.
But I mean, that's not a problem necessarily, especially if you want to relax and stuff. And I don't see that as an issue either. It's just when there's the majority of people are doing nothing but sitting, then you look at that and go, well, why do I really need it? And that's the question I ran into. And I know for both of you, VR is very, very immersive and very like engrossing with the way that you experience it. But for me, my brain can't disconnect that way when I put the headset on. And every time I put the headset on, I'm just looking through binoculars, basically, is how it feels. I can see, I've got a way too big of a peripheral vision. I can see the outer rim of the lenses. So I've just got this black binocular going around my view that I'm always aware of. And that helps pull me out of the immersion, and I just go, I'm in a game. I'm playing a game. I'm experiencing this game through 3D, through the depth.
Dang.
And because of that, the immersion of having the leg tracking doesn't really affect me as much. I think that's another reason that I ended up selling my legs.
Man, that is unfortunate. Well, now that we're getting more immersive headsets, maybe you can actually get back into it, because I'm telling you, I think now it's even better because there's even more people with full body,
Oh
so
yeah.
there's just more chances to be to express yourself even more.
Yeah, radio here was saying they only ever use VR when they're sitting down because it's more comfortable, and I 100% agree with that. I sit down often when I play. Fly makes fun of me all the time because I put my arms in up
Yeah,
because I have my
true,
arms,
true. You
my
got
chair
the freaking
arms.
you got the Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, or like the freaking Velociraptor arms, where they're just
Yeah,
like sitting right in front of you.
or when I lean back into my couch and I've got my arms out all way off to the
I
side.
love making fun of people who have their arms like that. I love going up to
But
them
it's
and then just
so
putting my
comfy.
arms like that and
It's
just
so comfy though. But yeah, no, I would never knock anyone who wants to sit down in VR and play it that way because it's about what you enjoy and what's comfortable for you. I just find the full body was an interesting way to view the actual person and how they interact within the space. Now, while we're talking about this, the index or the index, the successor to the index, the Steam Frame, is actually going base stationless, right? There's not going to be any more base stations, and a lot of the PC VR full body tracking, like the Vive trackers, which has been top dog for years, only works with base
true.
stations.
Several years now they've been like the de facto ones.
Yeah, expensive, but unmatched when it comes to tracking, which is why I've been so like on the fence of like waiting for something brand new to come because there's so much potential that just has yet to be tapped into. When I saw Sony release the Mokopi, I think is what they called it. It was
What?
a
That's the first I'm
Oh
hearing
yeah.
about that. What's that?
it was their motion capture technology that they were making readily available to the public, and it was just this little tiny circular pucks that you would put onto your body with a little tiny strap, and then it would, using a phone app, track the positioning of your body and push that into motion capture for
Now
whatever
that
kind of
sounds
stuff you're doing.
tedious.
Now,
Putting that many.
that was tedious. It came with six. There was one for your chest, one for your waist, one for your hands, one for your elbows, and then your knees, I believe, or knees or feet.
Mm-hmm.
It was either
Yeah.
knees, feet, elbows, chest, and waist. I think that's what it was. And they didn't have the hands. And really cool technology, really good size, but the price was really high, and it did not integrate well with apps outside of the Mokopi app. It was a pain to get it to work with things like VRChat, which really killed it for me. And I was like, oh, this looks so cool. And then I found out you couldn't really do it well. And I was like, and there it goes.
Yeah,
But
that
It's always
stinks.
yeah,
difficult when things rely on third-party applications to work.
really can be for sure. And that's why I'm really interested and excited by this new Kickstarter that we just found called FluxPose. Now, I have looked into this a bit. Have either of you gone into FluxPose?
Uh,
Not until you've told me.
it's also something Thrill Seeker went over.
Oh, okay.
It's like a magnet typed full body tracking, kind of like an old school thing, old school tracking method.
Yeah. That's another thing I forgot to mention to you, Flat, when I was first bringing it to your attention, is that these trackers are magnetic.
Magnetic.
Yes. So you can put the tracker
To my
holder.
fridge?
You
Why would I
could.
want to put them on my fridge?
But what I'm getting at is that your headset, you put this little holder into it that's made of metal, and then you just magnetically attach it to the holder. Or you have the holder on a waistband and you magnetically attach it to the holder. And you don't have to worry about, oh, well,
Hmm.
how do I get this on
That
and
seems
off?
like a way better way than drilling into my wall and putting a base station in there.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about base stations. This is a fully base station free system. You have magnetic attachments, so it's really easy to get on and off. You're not trying to screw your things into this camera mount screw, because that's how the Vive ones worked. At least when I was using them. You had a special
Yeah,
strap
they
with
still do
the
that.
screw. Yeah,
They still do that.
that was annoying, and sometimes it didn't line up
Really?
the way you wanted it to.
It just
Um,
kind of screws in for me, and I just keep it in there.
I mean, you keep it in there, yeah,
Mm.
but now you got this huge strap hanging around too, and it's more tedious to have it on the floor.
Well, how else are you gonna put it around yourself?
Yeah. Um, so there's that.
Okay.
I'm forgetting exactly how the tracking works, like what they use for the tracking. That's the one thing about it I
So
can't remember.
from what I understand, uh, the way that these work are through magnetic fields, and I guess your base stations in sense would be the Earth's magnetosphere, and so whenever you turn or rotate, it is able to determine your orientation based on those, I guess, factors of how magnets interface with that magnetosphere, and it's able to
Hmm.
track that data and position, and it just knows.
I thought it would
A lot
use
of
like a
old equipment used
gyroscope
to
or something.
no, it's all magnets. It's
See, I was wrong.
super old school tech.
It's all
Um,
magnets? God dang. Oops, all magnets?
there's a lot of like nerdy science that gets wrapped into it, but
Yeah,
a
and
little
apparently
too complex for my knowledge.
one of the first versions of it struggled if you had like a lot of metal in your room. Like if you were to throw your foot towards your metal desk, it might lose tracking. It would only be off by like a foot or two, but that was a factor. But the newer ones that they're working on, somehow, I don't know what kind of magic craziness that they're doing, completely nullifies the metal that it comes nearby. So it's not even detecting that.
Me and my steel bunker trying to play with the new flux poses, but it just will not work.
Right.
Be trying to play near MRI.
So if you are looking into FluxPose, do keep in mind your environment. If you somehow are living in a steel bunker while you're playing your VR, it might not work out for you. But
Ooh, thank goodness, not this time.
something else cool, the battery life on them is near 24 hours.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
because of
And
how,
they're that small? That
yeah,
sounds a little absurd.
the beacon, which is the one that goes on your waist, is 85 grams. And for comparison, the
How
Vive
many is that in
tracker,
Whataburger burgers?
that's a great question. I'll have to get back to you on that. The
Okay.
the Vive trackers are 75 grams, right? So your waist tracker is just 10 grams more, but the other trackers, like your weight, your wrists, your ankles, all of those trackers are 15 grams.
Yeah, I saw how small they looked in
Yeah,
the video. Like he's just holding it up, and you said it was like a Dorito.
it's smaller than a Dorito. Yeah, which is
So
also
I kind
crazy.
of I kind of want to like just touch on the fact that know you mentioned earlier briefly that it is a startup. This
Yes,
product is not available to the product or to the public at this time,
I would have
and
one already
there
if
are
it was.
only yeah, me too. And to my knowledge, they only have a few working prototype versions. But it's a proven concept. It looks really good. But they're still ironing out the hardware details, how it will function in a household, and uh, how production will work if they're able to get acquire enough funding for being able to put this out to the public. So if you buy into it, you're just supporting their efforts in trying to get this thing out. I'm sure they're really passionate to do something like that, but
Yeah,
ultimately, since it is a startup, you can buy into it, and tomorrow they could announce that it's not going to be a thing because of some sort of uh, development cost to profit ratio that makes it not worth it. So fingers crossed, and then just want to make sure everyone understands that it's exciting, but it's not
it's not the
in
be all
fruition
end
yet.
all. Yeah,
Yeah, you see, that was the first thing I actually thought when Contra told me about this is that it's a startup. So I immediately like my expectations just like went straight to the bottom because a
Hmm.
lot of startup companies like this can show something very advanced, and most of the time their technology hasn't caught up to actually make that consistent. But
yeah.
then I was told like there's actually some already out to some people already, which I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe they already have kind of like the base down and everything.
Like you can see people
It might
actually
just be
testing
more
it
of a
and using
logistics
it.
thing.
So it's gonna come down to, can they produce it and fix any small bugs that they might run into at this point.
Oh, hold
From what
on. I'm actually seeing that it comes out on October 2026. Is that?
Oh,
Oh, I did not see about that.
I'm
That
I
is
am being
impressive
told that
though.
it comes out on October 2026.
Ooh, that is very
so
On
exciting.
projections are
it's
nice.
actually on the Kickstarter page. Let me check.
Yeah, so something else fascinating about them, now I'm looking through this page about it as well, is the battery life. I set up to 24. That is if you're using low power mode. There's 3 modes: low power, balanced, and performance. Now, low power is for just walking around, maybe a little bit of dancing, sitting, and lying. Most typical VRChat users. Balanced is for people who like to dance or do some workouts. And then performance is for people who are doing fast-paced shooters or fast-paced rhythm games. And performance mode will get you about 6 to 7 hours per tracker, and then the balanced mode will give you about 12. I don't think recently I have had any VR session that lasted over 6 hours. I don't know about the two of you,
Mm-hmm.
but even if it on the low ball end, it lasts 6 hours, that's still super impressive.
Yeah, I think the
Oh,
8 hours,
yeah,
but that's when
that's
they're
more than
brand
what we
spanking
had
new.
known.
Otherwise, I'm like tethered into some sort of charging solution.
Yeah, and imagine you not having to do that at all. Well, it
Mhm.
depends on how the Steam frame looks for its battery life, because that's
Yeah.
going to be a big playing factor. Now, the other cool thing that I saw, where was it at? I mean, it works for every headset, including Quest, so that's always incredible. You can do it with up to 10 trackers, and it works just like the slime, where you can completely obscure the trackers and put them like under clothes or hide them in blankets if you want to get all nice and cozy, and they still will track.
I see. So it's actually on the Kickstarter page where it says the estimated delivery for
Estimated
the
delivery.
Light
Okay.
Kit Early Bird is August 2026
Okay. So that's going to be for
is
their
where it
early
says.
supporters. They'll pump those
Yeah,
out.
that's what it looks like. Comes with 3 tracking points. Only for 3 tracking points is for this one. Oh no, never mind. There's other sets. Never mind.
Yeah,
That's
there's
just
multiple
that's
purchase
just the
kits you
light kit.
can get.
Okay, I see. So there's the Pro, the Core, and the light kit. So the light comes with 3, the Core comes with 5, and the Pro comes with 8. Which the 8 is a
including
lot.
including a base tracker for your hip. So you get the hip tracker plus those trackers.
Uh,
Because that middle thing is actually a hip tracker. That's what goes on your hip.
Good lord, that seems like excessive 8 trackers plus I guess the hip
9-point
one.
tracking, yeah. Could you
That
imagine?
seems very excessive.
It's not bigger than a Dorito chip.
It is not bigger than a Dorito chip. That's the
Banana
funniest
for
Fish
comparison.
scale.
tracker.
Yeah, the banana for scale, but the banana's too big, so they had to use something else.
Yeah, Dorito for scale.
But no, that's really, really promising. The other cool thing I was going to mention is like you were talking about funding and trying to get funding to work. And if you look at their Kickstarter, they were requesting $234,740. At this exact day, they still have 44 more days to go, but it's at this exact day they have $2,877,632 pledged to it.
How
Yeah,
much
they
were they
blew that
looking
goal out
for?
of the water.
Well, how much were they looking for again?
200,000?
230.
230,000.
Dang,
So they've
they just 10x
they've
that.
10x'd it, yeah. So I'm keeping my fingers
Incoming
crossed
Star
that
Citizen.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this works really well.
Yeah, the stonks look good.
The stonks look good.
Stonks.
So that is really
Yeah,
promising. If
I guess
something
there
like that
really is
comes,
like
I might get full body again.
there's Yeah, there's real like desire for that. Like, then if like it just hit it like that fast.
Yeah, that was the other reason I didn't use full body a lot that I forgot to mention is that those trackers don't last very long. You get like an hour and a half to 3 hours of play, and then you gotta charge them up again.
I don't know. My trackers kind of last for like 5 or so hours.
Do
I'm
they?
gonna be honest.
Maybe I just got unlucky.
Yeah,
Mine will
like
last 6 to
To be
7.
fair, are you using the 3.0s?
yes, I'm using the 3.0s.
I was running the originals.
The two, what the
No, the
twos?
1.0s.
Was there actually ones? Were there
There's
Ones
actually
you're
actually
lucky to
ones?
get 3 hours out of.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess there had to be ones.
there had to be ones for there to be twos.
They were so scuffed. The tracking just go walk at any moment with the old ones.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons I was like, this doesn't make a lot of sense for me to have. Like, I'm just not getting that immersed in it. I was constantly dealing with tracking issues. I was constantly having them die on me, and just I had to constantly keep them charged. And it's like, I don't want 3 cords plugged into my body while I'm trying to move around.
Look, mister, just drop freaking $450. All right, come on.
I mean,
I wipe my butt with $450.
these are not. I wish. These are not gonna be cheap either. I think the full kit is like $500-$600 for the 9 tracking.
Oh, I thought it was like 800. Let me go check again real fast.
I didn't
It was
see the
looking
pricing.
expensive. Let me go back to the site.
Light strap pack, core
see.
strap pack.
They know what they
Yeah.
got.
They know what they're doing.
Oh, where is it?
If they're gonna be selling it for good
Oh,
money.
never mind. Yeah, it is 600.
Yeah, 600 for 9
MSRP
trackers.
was 750, but oh, these are all in euros, man. What's euro to
Oh.
American?
Let me see.
What's euro to
American.
American?
600 euro to USD. 600
Yeah.
euros is $700.
Darn.
So I mean, $700
Trying to
for
eat me out of house and
9-point
home?
tracking versus $450 for 3-point tracking. So you come up with the cost difference.
Yeah, that's. I
And
mean,
all the
yeah,
perks that come with it.
I guess that's a lot cheaper than 450. We'll see if it
Yeah.
The thing I'd be
remains
worried
that
about
price.
is the longevity. How long do the batteries last? What's the lifetime on the device?
True.
Each one. Magnets have magnets can last a long time, but
Not
I don't
forever.
know. Those things get too hot, they're toast.
Yeah, so it's all gonna be waiting for reviews to really know for sure just how good they're gonna be. But I have high hopes, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. The other cool piece of
Definitely
tech.
the best upgrade.
Oh yeah. The next cool piece of tech that I saw was an updated version of the Cat VR treadmill. Because I've seen a lot of the treadmills that they've made in the past where it's like, oh, you stand up and you're slogging against this thing trying to move. Like it uses so much more muscle than you would think. And it also typically requires specialized shoes that you have to purchase to go with it.
Specialized shoes.
Yeah,
Me
shoes that
getting the Michael Jordan shoes for my Cat VR.
it's usually got a specific kind of slick what's the word for the bottom of the sole? It's got a slick sole so that it can move across more easily. But the neat thing about this one is the fact it has a built-in seat. So you can
A
put
seat.
you can put the
Huh?
seat down and then sit down while in the Cat VR.
Dang, what's the point in
Kintet's
getting the
just been
treadmill
used
then?
too.
So you can relax and still look social. Now,
Impossible.
the one thing you can't do is lie down while in those. So you do lose some
Oh,
of your...
what the heck?
If you had
Immersion
full body
ruined.
tracking and you had that Cat VR, you're not gonna look the most natural. That your back is strapped onto the backboard, and then your feet are supposed to be inside the Cat VR at all times. Kind of like a roller
It is
coaster.
insane how far VR has come. Now there is days where you can literally walk into your room, put on your VR headset, put on your 8 trackers, put on your hip tracker, get in your treadmill, set up everything, and then you're just basically full dived into VR.
I
Basically.
feel like every tech announcement we get closer and closer to the dystopia world of Ready Player One, where everybody's just in VR.
I don't know. I'd rather get closer to the dystopian world of Sword Art Online. Honestly,
The at least in Ready Player One, you use your body and get a workout in the process.
Yeah,
nah, man. I
and
want to be knocked out
omnidirectional
in my bed.
trackpads are definitely a really cool thing to have. But for me personally, I don't really see a purpose for it except for
Yeah.
games like Pavlov or like just a game where you actively run around. In VRChat, you get
Yeah, you can do it in
active
VRChat.
locomotions, so
Now, do
it's not
keep
really
in
needed.
mind, that Cat VR is not cheap. You think spending a
Oh,
thousand
really? How
dollars for a
much?
headset is expensive?
How much we talking, bro?
It's seventeen
How much do you get
hundred
set back?
dollars
God
for the
dang,
VR
bro, that
treadmill.
is the price of a
But
low end car.
imagine low end cars are not that cheap anymore, unless you're
Yeah, they
like
are,
buying a
bro. In my
20-year-old,
state.
unless you're buying like a 20-year-old used car from not a
Well, yeah, that's
dealer.
why I said low end car.
But if you think about it in the sense of it can build into your immersion and you get a workout in the process, because you could play Skyrim VR and literally just run through Skyrim by running in your room on this
Oh, that'd get
treadmill.
exhausting, bro. You
Oh,
know
a
how much you
hundred
run
percent,
in Skyrim?
100%. But imagine how good you'd be in shape if you actually ran your Skyrim runs.
You better hope you live on the bottom floor, bro, because the person below you is gonna be hearing that shiz every day.
Just jump, jump, jump.
You don't.
You're gonna get to the base of the mountain to go up to see the gray bears, and you just be out of breath.
Yeah,
You're gonna look at
will
the mountain. You're
literally
gonna be
be a
like,
thousand
actually,
steps.
never mind. I'll take a break. Let me go eat. Let me go eat a pie.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. There's also
No.
one other thing, though, we need to talk about. Something that is plaguing the tech industry currently.
Before we do, I did forget to mention one thing. It's an old,
Oh,
not it's a new tech, but it's not as new as these two things that we just talked about. Have either of you seen Disney's take on a VR treadmill?
no. What? Why would I, bro? They're Disney.
So Disney Imagineering, which is their engineer team, have been
Imagineering.
Imagineering. Yeah, that's what they call them. They're Imagineers. Um, they've come up with technology all over the place. One of them was the lightsaber that actually retracts. And another thing that the guy who made the retractable lightsaber made is a floor that actually moves underneath you to keep you in the same place. But
Like a
the
treadmill.
kind of like a treadmill, but all directions. It's made out of
How would that work?
it's made out of tons of small circular spheres that can rotate in multiple axes. And when you start to move forward, the system tracks where you are on the pad and where you were, like your base position, and then it will roll the spheres, multiple spheres, in the direction back to the original position so that it pulls you into your original place while you're moving forward in whatever direction you want. The video on it is crazy cool. I'll have to find it and share it with all of you guys. I'll post it
Sounds
in
like
the
it get not nauseating. Oh, I feel like stuff is constant, like small balls like moving underneath you, like your feet. Like that sounds
I mean, it's the
nauseating.
same thing as the walking on a treadmill, but just any direction.
Well, it isn't because treadmill you can actually feel the friction of running and like the whole
Hmm.
floor moving with you.
It's a similar
It
mindset
feel
with
like
this.
I'd just be
It just
slipping.
it just takes the idea of a treadmill and makes it smaller, localized to the
I guess
direction you're
so.
going. But the really cool concepts for them and why they were using it is so that they could have park events where it's like the screen that's in front of you that shows the world that you're in. Like say you're in Pandora or something from the Avatar movie, and you can walk on the ground, and the screen can read the movements of your feet and adjust what you're looking at on the screen, so it looks like you're actually moving through the areas. And they can have a 360-degree screen for stuff like this. The cool idea for me, which I know would never happen because Disney loves their patents and they don't like to share, would be for technology like this to eventually come trickling down to the VR community so that we can have really cool VR treadmills that work all across the ground, and we can also lay down and sit and do all of our posing and stuff without having to worry about being strapped with our back into the really tiny treadmill.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that is one thing that is kind of like not something I'd enjoy is being strapped onto a treadmill.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. It would feel more restrictive than freeing, I think. But the workout potential while you're gaming would be very nice. I definitely could use it.
Gaming.
I won't spend the $1,700 on it, but maybe in the future if I ever become rich. Now we can move to your topic.
Yeah, so there's a big problem with RAM recently.
Oh,
Um, someone, I think it, one of the companies pulled out of doing RAM, and it's kind of like crashed the industry.
oh no,
And so it was my Micron or Micron or whatever it is.
Micron.
Yeah, Micron.
Micron.
They've
Yeah,
pulled out, so they're not doing RAM now. And so RAM is extremely expensive now, and it has done a huge ripple effect across the entirety of the tech industry.
that sounds very concerning.
Yeah, so
Mm,
phones are being affected, as
oof.
usual, prices for, just regular computers are being affected.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking
I
at
bel
Newegg and it's like over $100 for 16 gigs of RAM right now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
well,
That's
I think it's DDR4 also that is like being the main um
That's absolutely fair. Yeah. I'm saying about 150 to 190 for 16 gigs of DDR5. So,
yeah, it will affect everything though.
a lot of people right
Um
now are blaming AI.
well that's because I think Micron said they're doing it for they're not selling RAM for consumers, they're doing it for AI companies now.
yes, the it's been a huge problem in the industry, especially for GPUs. GPUs have been skyrocketing in prices because especially Nvidia, who is now the number one, has been
Oh,
pushing.
they're also doing AI now
Yeah,
actually
they're pumping
with
into
their Kimi
AI.
model.
So a lot of stuff when it comes to graphics cards and other CPU parts are putting a focus into the money that's being made from AI. Nvidia right now is the biggest company. If you were to put $1,000 into Nvidia last year or 2 years ago, you could have potentially $1 million because it's just
Oh,
so
frick,
much.
really?
Yeah,
That makes me so
they've
sad.
grown so much recently. And
It makes a lot of sense though.
oh,
Technology is
yeah.
exploding.
Yeah, and the people who make the stuff for the people who are trying to sell AI are the ones who make it out the most. And because of that, companies like Micron are going, "Hey, I could do that too. I could become big by selling primarily or entirely, which is what they're doing, entirely to the AI industry and big corporations who are willing to spend the money on us, and we can get them the good deals and the boom of the market, especially with the server build, not the server buildings, the server racks that are being thrown together to run these AI farms that are being installed in a lot of places, has been skyrocketing prices too. Because they're the ones pulling constantly for new GPUs, new RAM,
Yeah.
and because of all this,
Yeah.
there's slowly getting a shortage of available products for consumers, and because of that, they're rising the price on the consumer for the remainder of the product.
Not to
Yeah,
mention that people are
unfortunately so.
stockpiling,
And
and
people are
that's driving
stockpiling
up.
because you got the scalpers who see this and go,
Oh my
"Ooh,
god. Frick, I hate scalpers. I hate them so much. I feel like ever since the PlayStation 5 came out, man, I've just been hearing nothing but information about scalpers.
Yeah.
It started with the PlayStation 5, I swear. I do
The
not remember it
PlayStation
happening before
5,
that.
Amiibos, the Switch, all that stuff
The
was getting
Switch.
hit. Oh
I don't
yeah.
remember it happening with the
Not
Switch.
the
I
Switch
don't remember
2. The
needing
Switch
to
2 didn't
struggle
have
this.
too many issues. The Switch 1 did
I mean,
in
the
its first
regular
launch.
Switch. Like, I could get a Switch easily, like, whenever I needed to.
Dude.
But, like, PS5, I was struggling for years, and I just gave up on trying to buy a PS5.
I mean, there's
'Cause
not
it
many
was
games
just-
that came out for it anyway. Just saying. You could play a majority of them for the PC, but you know.
Yeah, but anyways, it's so I think it is Samsung who is downgrading their phones. So their phones, which used to have much more RAM, they're gonna actually start having less gigabytes of RAM on them going forward. So it's from I think 12 to 8 right now. So they're going from 12 gigabytes to 8.
We're going backwards in
for their newer
time,
phones.
boys.
That's
Back
how
to the dark
bad it is,
ages.
and how like much it's going to affect things from now on.
Speaking of dark ages, did you hear that Australia completely cut their 2G and 3G networks? Like the phone networks.
Australia did what?
The phone. This is totally unrelated to VR, so we'll keep this brief. But the phone company in Australia completely cut all their 2G and 3G cell signals. So any phone that needed 2G or 3G, which a lot of emergency calls when you had no signal would use 2G and 3G, are completely unavailable to people with older phones.
Why?
Because it would save them more money. Why spend the money to keep up old infrastructure?
Oh man. average company, I guess.
Yeah. Fascinating stuff, the way everything is slowly evolving for us.
Yeah, it's forcefully evolving everyone.
I am very glad that I bought my PC when I did. And
me
I
too,
did.
actually. Yeah, so like I actually upgraded to my PC like maybe five or so months ago. So I upgraded just before this whole thing happened. I paid about $3,500 or so for my new PC. I mean, it has pretty much everything.
Yeah,
so, like, it has everything.
I usually build my PCs, but this time around, I found Costco had an incredible deal on a PC pre-built, which typically I'm like, pre-builts. They skimp out on a lot of things, and I started looking up every single part. All of them were banger parts. Like, not a single part had a fault. Good motherboard, good power supply, good GPU. I'm running a 4080, and I spent $1,700 on the PC.
I think I'm running like a 4070 right now.
Yeah, it's either 4070 or 4080. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm running one of those, and it's been
Oh, never mind.
good.
It's a 5070.
Oh, you're running the 50. Okay, you're the next generation up.
Yeah, I'm running the 5070.
Yeah, I see. Plague says the Switch OLED had the scalpers. There was one of the Switches. I couldn't remember which one. And then Blue was saying that they are not going to be getting another Samsung if they want to play Genshin or Wuwa.
I'm not going to get another phone. Period, bro. I'm sitting here with my Android OnePlus 12R. I am not getting any new phone. This is my phone for my life.
Yeah, I mean, it's diminishing returns at this point. Trying to upgrade too much. I run things to the ground now if I can. So this 13 mini is going to last me a while.
That is very true. You do run things to the ground. Your controller.
Yeah, it's broken and I'm still using it. It works kind of. But yeah, no, I get it. I also like small phones, and nobody makes small phones anymore. So why would I upgrade?
Yeah, why would you want a small phone, huh?
Why would I want a small
phone? What do you
phone?
need a small for, bro? How are you supposed to play Fortnite on that shiz?
I played on my PC.
How are you gonna
well,
win
Fortnite,
and get?
You know.
How are you gonna get your chicken dinner on Call of Duty Mobile?
Yeah. I just don't. I just don't play them on there. I play like mobile games, like typical mobile games that you would get nowadays. Like I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
I don't even
I
have
know
that
you're
many
gonna
games on
say
my
it.
phone.
I know you're gonna say it, brother. Just say you get the 1001 or so like offline games, no Wi-Fi games, bro. We
I
all know
do
you're gonna
have that
say
one.
it.
Yeah, I do have that. But like Pokemon TCG Pocket and there's another one I got like I Heart Hue, I think is what it was called. Let me
What the heck is that?
see real quick. Uh, it is actually a game about color, so you would struggle with it. I do apologize.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I would.
but the way that it works is they give you a rectangle with a bunch of pixels, and each pixel is a slightly different color, and then you have to organize the pixels based on what color it is and where it would go from like it'll be green in the top left corner and yellow in the top right corner and then blue in the bottom right corner and orange in the bottom right, and you kind of have this grid of colors and you're trying to position them around to make them this beautiful gradient. It's really cool, a lot of fun.
That
Way
sounds
too many ads though.
complicated. At POV, you just downloaded a mobile game.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I play a level, the ad pops up, I close the app and I reopen the app and I play the next level.
Why don't you just like disable like Wi-Fi on your
That
That's what I do
one
for
that
every
one has
single
it
app
like
I have.
downloaded
I
in.
just disable Wi-Fi.
I find that struggle with the 10,001 game where I've disabled Wi-Fi and then all of a sudden it just still connects anyway and it's like, what are you doing? I told you no. But yeah,
Well,
we were very off
anyways.
topic, but
Yeah,
lots of
we
fun
did kind of
regardless.
go a little off topic there.
Is there any last words you wanted to talk about, like PC pricing and stuff, Zyku, before I move on to the next?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, that was our VR news. Moving on to totally VR news, because we're doing a little bit of an adjustment on how we do our podcast here. Previously, we would go straight into worlds that we enjoy and then talk about games that we love. We're still going to be talking about games we love because, that's really fun and we like to experience new things with each other. But the section about world recommendations is actually going to go away because we are temporarily looking into doing full on world review videos for YouTube. And I probably will be headlining that where we'll go to worlds, check them out, because we world hop all the time. We world hop every other week. So we'll find worlds that we really like. And if we find one that's really good, we'll make a video about it and show off some of the cool things about the world and then let you guys have links to it in the descriptions. So that's one of the major changes we're going to be making here. Plus the fact that we're now going to be talking about totally VR stuff that's going on recently. Things about events that's
Yay.
going to be happening, and well, I'll let Flat get into his Christmas events that's been going on and stuff like that.
Truzy. We are
So
doing some Christmas events. We did actually two of them, so we had three Christmas events. We're already past our second one, but we have one more Christmas event happening on this 19th, just before Christmas, a week before Christmas. Can you believe it, guys? Christmas just a week away.
the
But we're gonna be watching a movie. So come join us on the 19th for our movie events. We're gonna be watching a movie called let's see. Tokyo Godfathers. I've never heard of it. I just Googled Christmas movies and found it.
hell, man. Going on that, this coming week, we also have our Hangy Night event this Wednesday. It happens every Wednesday. Flat here is the one who runs those. Always a great time. Lots of cool worlds we get to explore and games we play, especially games that he loves to go to often. Um, we're
I've been better about it, I
You
swear.
have, you have. I will absolutely admit that you're improving a lot, and I love to see the new stuff that's being thrown in, or some of the stuff that we don't go to often that we are going back to. That's always great. And then one of our members, Ika, is going to be hosting a Persona Thursday, which is going to be this Thursday on December 18th, and that is going to be an event where people who love to draw personas will be having other people who don't have personas or are interested to see how they would be drawn as a persona to kind of get them to get some inspiration and to get some art practice in while they do it. So that's going to be that Thursday.
Yeah.
And then this Saturday, we're going to be watching the first few episodes of Has Been Hotel. If you've never seen it,
Oh yeah, I missed it last week actually. I really
yeah.
wanted to watch Husband Hotel with you guys, and I just missed it.
Yeah,
I
I
forgot to
missed it
click
too. I
interested.
was in the middle of working on some logo designs for a potential company I was thinking about doing, and then I looked at the clock and I was like, no! And I reached out to Ika, and Ika's like, well, yeah, no one showed up, so we're gonna
Oh,
push it
thank
back.
goodness. Thank
So you
goodness,
have
because I
not missed any
really want to
episodes.
watch it.
Yo, same. Absolutely. I've seen it already, and I love it, and it's so good. Um, Very fun story. Lots of good music. If you enjoy musicals, it's definitely gonna be fun. But basically, it
That
takes
makes me happy
place
to
in hell.
hear.
Yeah, it takes place in hell, and it's all about the conflict between hell and heaven, and how the princess of hell, who's Lucifer's daughter, has decided she doesn't want to see genocide of her people anymore when they get overpopulated. So she's making a hotel to try and get sinners to work together and become redeemed, which they don't know if that's possible, but she's going to try it anyway. So it's a lot of fun.
Sounds interesting.
And then on Sunday, we're stacked this week. On
Yeah, we actually
Sunday,
are.
December 21st, it is going to be Golden Boy's birthday groove. A
Oh yeah, this is for
new,
Sleepless Red.
yeah, Sleepless Red, one of our new friends. He hosts this thing called Golden Boys, which is a group of musician.
It's
How
like a
would you?
band. It's like a band,
It's like a
yeah.
band, yeah. They act out the different instruments to the music that they play through
They
their
do
mics.
jazz music.
Lots of jazz, and it's really fun to watch. So they're gonna be holding a little party for him because it's gonna be his 21st. No, not his 21st birthday. It's gonna be his birthday, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be happening this week. And then we've also got our drinky night for the month that's coming out on the 27th of December. There's going to be events in between, but if you want to see the rest of the events to come up, or if you want to come join us during these events, I highly suggest you come join us on the Discord, discord.gg/TVR. Or you can come hang out with us in VRChat on our VRChat group, TVR.2006.
Yippee. Come join us and have some fun at our events. It is going to be an exciting week because we are stacked.
Yeah. Zyku,
What's up?
you want to introduce the other topic about the Totally News? About some of the stuff that we've
Which
been doing, the MMD.
you kick it off.
Okay. I just wanted to give you the opportunity. Another thing that's been really fun in the Totally community that started out as a love letter to our partners, myself included. It was me, Elifu, Wolf, Eddie, and Plague all decided to do a spoof of the Saja Boys from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, you're finally gonna give me some backstory on this, finally.
Yes, we were making a
I
joke.
I just noticed it and I'm just like, what is I don't know what this is, but I love it.
We were making a joke on the Saja Boys, which was the boy band from the movie, and so we called ourselves the Toadja Boys because it's totally, and did MMD covers of some of the songs from the movie, and then our partners Suji, Mao, and Vera all came together and were like, you know what? We'll get back at them by being the girl band from the group, which is
Yeah.
Huntrix. So they're Toad Tricks. And so they did covers of those songs. And then that kind of just started spiraling back and forth and back and forth. And then more people jumped in on the fun, including Zyku, who's done some MMD stuff. And we've had Daizo, who did MMD with Raven, Danger, Buddy. That was really good. I loved the editing on that one. That was really fun. And because I've had so much fun watching people making all this stuff, I've actually been posting any MMD covers that people have done to the YouTube channel. which you can find on youtube.com/at Toadily VR. So highly
I don't think
recommend
I've
checking
ever,
those out.
don't think I've heard anyone say YouTube.com in a while. It's pretty.
Yeah,
Me loading up youtube.com.
On the YouTube.
youtube.com. Yeah, you can find us on YouTube, Totally VR, and we have posted all the MMD craze coming up. So it's a lot of fun to see just the kind of creativity people have with those kinds of things. Because some have really good editing, some are just nice and basic, but it's fun all around regardless. And
Yeah, the
if
community
you
has
want to,
been
you can do one
good
too.
about that.
Yeah.
It is very interesting seeing what everyone is kind of like coming up with that. I love looking into like the media channel of VRChat facts and picks and seeing more on it.
Yeah. Every time a new one comes out, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I'm going to listen to this at least 2 or 3 times. And
It's,
then post it
I
on
think it
YouTube
was
so
one
everyone else can listen to it 2 or
was
3 times.
who was it that said they listened to like one of the Toja Boys songs for like 40 times?
I think it was Vera, which I don't blame her. She loves those songs and she loves her boy Eddie, and Eddie was one of the mains. So I would do it too. I did it too because Sue was in one of them, my wife.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that was our Totally News. That's going to become a new common section in our videos for the future. And
It's a great addition too, because it helps us to let you know more what's happening on in our server. So,
yeah,
if you'd like to just listen along and, not really sure about joining, we can always just tell you what's happening on. So if you feel, motivated, you can come join us for one of our events or, anything else we've got going on.
absolutely. There we go. Our event coordinator right there. Our
Hobie.
boy.
Hobie.
Huh? But as we always like to do, we want to finish this off by talking about games that we love and found recently or have been playing for a long time and would love to share with you and with each other as why it's so good. Zycu, I'm coming back to you again.
Yeah, Zyku, hit us with your game of the
Game of the
bi-weekly week.
podcast.
Yeah, game of the
Okay.
podcast.
So not so much a game, more of a simulation type deal.
Okay.
Really fun. I have about 6 or 7 hours into it. It's not a super. I guess you wouldn't say it's like a standard game, but Universe Sandbox. It's pretty fun because you're able to essentially emulate uh, solar systems and
Oh, yeah, I've
just about
actually
every
heard
little
of this.
aspect and just about every little aspect that goes on inside of the solar system. So you can kind of play around with planet orbits or celestial bodies, uh, emulate black holes and how they respond, or how planets would respond to that, or stars would respond to that. It's pretty cool stuff if you're into simulator type games. Universe Sandbox is a really great way to kind of play God a bit and collide planets together and monitor like the temperature on the face of these planets. And it's a really interesting game. I recommend checking out if you just like to watch chaos ensue, or
Yeah.
just interested in the science behind it all.
I've seen a couple of YouTube shorts where they're like, what would happen to the Earth if a golf ball hit the Earth at 99.99% the speed of light?
Universe Sandbox is
people
also
people
VR
would
compatible.
die.
Yeah. Not as much as you expect, but people would die. There would be an explosion.
Dang.
Yeah, no, that is a
Well,
really cool recommendation. I have seen it and I've been tempted, but I just haven't gotten into it myself.
yeah, Contro, tell us about your game.
All right. I have made the mistake. I bought Balatro,
Oh
however you
no.
prefer to say it.
Gambling addiction. Gambling
Gambling
addiction
addiction
unlocked.
unlocked. No. If you've never played it, never seen it, congratulations. You've won at life. I'm just kidding. But Balatro
Yeah.
is very good. It's a game all about numbers where you get a deck of cards and then you have a certain score to beat, and you get score based on what cards you play. So if you play 2 kings, you get a pair, and then you get 10 chips per king, and then you get a multiplier for your pair. And then it adds those up, and then it moves on to the next hand. And you only have so many hands per round. And then every round you beat, the number to beat the next one gets higher. And so it's this little challenging game of, can I get better at it? Can I get a bigger score? However, there's a twist in that you have something called jokers and tarot cards and planet cards. Jokers are specialty cards that can modify the way the game runs. For instance, one of the ones I had would be like, if you want to get a flush, which typically would take 5 cards, this card makes it so flushes can happen with only 4 cards. So it like completely changes the way your hand plays. And then another one that I had would say, hey, for every single planet card that you use, you gain a 0.1 times multiplier to the whole game. And you can only have 5 jokers at a time unless you end up getting special effects on some of them. So you have to really plan around, which jokers do I want, which ones do I trash to get these better ones. And as you go, you get tarot cards and planet cards. Tarot cards have effects where it changes the way your cards work. So for instance, you might get a lucky tarot card, which when you do that turns 2 cards into luckies, and then 1 card will have a 1 in 20 chance of giving you 20 times multiplier. But you have that small chance. Or you'll have a planet card, which, similar to the celestial bodies, you'll have like Pluto or Jupiter, and Jupiter will increase the multiplier on flushes. So this, you can start building on specific hand types if you get those kinds of planet cards over and over again. So it's really a game of gambling and card pack opening and hoping for the best stuff to really max out your numbers. And I just
Deck
have
building
so
games
much
like
fun.
that are fun.
Yeah, it's a deck building gambling game, and it's a great time.
Yeah, it is hard to have not heard about it though, like you said, because it is everywhere. I think it was like nominated for a couple awards. This year?
Yeah. I specifically
But
was avoiding it for a very long time because I knew I was going to love it. I know I'm one of those kind of weird people. And then I made the mistake because I was really bored one night and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy it because I want to have something fun to do. But I bought it for my phone and not for my computer.
and so you got into it then.
And then, needless to say, it was like 4 a.m. when I finally went to bed.
Yeah, it was last year that it was nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah. No, it was a really
That's
good
how
contender.
good it was.
Just a
Indie
small little
games
indie
just
thing.
stay winning.
I hope they continue to. But yeah, what about you,
I mean,
Flat?
well, my game, I was going to go with one game, but I kind of decided against it. I wanted to go to another game. So this game is called Beyond Citadel. Now, it is a
Oh,
sequel to another game called The Citadel. It is a boomer shooter game with a very, very interesting world. So it is a biomechanical, futuristic apocalypse world with inverted religious concepts. So you have angels and demons, but their identities are swapped. So angels are demons and demons are angels. But in this world, the god figure basically isn't there. He like disappeared. And so the angels, which are called demons, they are trying to purify humanity to create another god because they don't really know what to do. And so you play as a character called Martyr. And Martyr's whole goal is to basically kill the 7 trumpeters to resurrect her dead brother. And that is pretty much the story, but it is a boomer shooter game with realistic gunplay, average boomer shooter violence,
yeah.
and a very fun gameplay loop. It is very fun to play, very replayable too. It has a lot of, replayability, but really it's just the story combined with the gameplay that makes it so fun to me. I have fallen in love with it I started probably about like somewhere in like January or February I played it.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I have completely fallen in love with the story. I love the characters, everything about it. It is definitely up there with like my games of all time.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Heck yeah, but yeah, it's real interesting. I highly recommend people trying it out. You don't need to really play the original game, the game called The
I was
Citadel.
just about to ask.
Yeah, because it is really bad. This is made by one guy, by the way. It's one guy. His name is Doa Kuramori. He's some Japanese guy. Um, but even he acknowledges the first game is bad. Don't play it. Just play Beyond Citadel, the sequel, because you don't really need to know. You don't really need to know the story of the first one to actually understand the second one. It's just a
Okay.
simple story about someone trying to kill trumpeters and resurrect their dead brother.
Nice.
Really fun story though, cool world and amazing gameplay.
I mean, boomer shooters are always a good time.
I love boomer shooters so much.
I saw Elifu in our server was playing a boomer shooter recently. I can't remember what the name of that one was.
Wonder which one. Let me go check
Uh,
his games real fast, see what it was. Was
yeah.
it just a few days ago or
I don't remember. It was one of the ones where you're diving into hell, and you've got like robot. You're like a robot guy that can like punch your own bullets.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Oh yeah, it was
I will
good
know it
looking.
once I see it though. Let me check. Oh, here we are. Recently played. Let's
Oh, hello
see.
Elifu. What was that boomer shooter that you were playing recently? You just joined our
Yeah,
thing
I
at just
want
the
to
right
know
time.
too.
Good
LAV
morning.
shows up at the perfect time.
Literally, you speak of the devil and he shall appear. But this time you speak of the bunny man and he shall appear.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's Ultra Kill. Oh,
Oh,
Ultra Kill is so popular. I didn't even realize it was Ultra Kill. Yes, Ultra Kill is a very, very popular game with also a very good story.
yes.
I don't know what it is about boomer shooters, but they are crazy.
And then Plague also would recommend Morta as a good boomer shooter. I think that's how that's pronounced.
Yep,
Morhta.
probably.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I greatly appreciate everyone for coming for our podcast. It's been a lot of fun getting to chat with all of you, and especially for those who are here live with our Discord. Again, you can join us on Discord at discord.gg/TVR. We love to get to know you all and get to experience things with you. And if you'd like to join us in VR, you can also join our VR group at tvr.2006.
Please come join us and have fun with us. We are eager to meet you.
Yes.
Always a pleasure.
And I would also like to, because I don't believe we're going to be doing another podcast until after the holidays. So I would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and whichever you prefer to celebrate. And hope you have a
Feliz
great time.
Navidad.
Yeah. Thank you again,
What,
and we will see you.
wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
You're not
Yes.
gonna plug the New Year's event.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How
Oh
about you guys
yeah.
leap into the new year with us? There is an event, I'm sure. I'm not sure of the details. Can someone speak to that?
Let me
Yes.
go over to it.
It
Let's
is. I've got it pulled
see.
up right now. We're going to be
The Totally
starting.
New Year.
Now, this is Pacific time because that's what I'm in. We're going to be starting 9 p.m. Pacific time, 11
11 p.m. for
p.m.
me.
Eastern time. Because what we do is we start an hour before the East Coast gets their first New Year, and then we celebrate every single New Year across the entire United States until the end, which ends in the Pacific with me. And then we end our event. But we usually will go to the world where we watch the ball drop, and then in between the ball drops every hour, we'll be playing games. So it's always a good time.
Oh man, that's gonna be crazy for me. It's gonna start at 11, and I gotta
Yeah.
go work the next day.
Oh no. Well, you
Happy
can
New
always
Year.
leave whenever you need.
Yeah, true. I'll have to be there for only one ball drop.
Yeah, that's fair. Elifu did say it sounds long, but it goes by really quick, and he is absolutely right. You sit there and jump into a game, you're playing a few rounds, and you're like, wait a second, it's already time for the next one. I've also thought about doing one, or if you'd like, Blue, because this is something that we've always talked about, is we want to do events in the European time frame, but a lot of us just can't because of work requirements and stuff. So if either you
Yeah.
or Elifu would like to host your own European event for the new year, we'd be more than happy to do that. And then if I'm able to, I would love to come and join and socialize.
I will try my best to be there, but I don't
Can't
know if my
promise.
boss will let me
Cannot
take
promise,
off
but
work.
cannot promise, but I would love to see a European event because we always want to be there for our community. And I know some of our community, a small portion, but some of them are from the European time zone, and I know how
Yeah,
tough
we
it
we
can
do
be.
have a not insignificant amount who are um in Europe.
Yeah. So
But that's it for us.
yeah, thank you all for coming, and thank you all for listening. It's been a pleasure to talk, and we'll be back in 2-ish weeks,
See you
just
then,
after the holidays.
guys.
See you in the next one.
Yeah,
Bye
see
bye.
you.